Alleluia, Christ is risen, the Lord is risen indeed. Alleluia. Brothers and sisters, I come and greet you in the name of our risen Lord and wish you all the best for this Easter season. I have been thinking about what an interesting thing it is that Easter is falling in this time of our world. And it makes me think about what the resurrection gives us. The resurrection gives us hope and gives us knowledge that God's love and God's mercy, and that God can do things beyond our imagination and our understanding. And that's maybe what God is giving to us during this time. During this time of quarantine and stay at home orders and 6 feet of social distancing, I am finding myself looking for different ways of what does it mean to be me? I have went for a walk the other day and I started noticing that the trees were starting to bud again and flowers were starting to come from the ground. And it made me really think of the resurrection message. We traveled through Holy Week this year, and every year hearing the story of Jesus and in the dark days that Jesus faced leading up until the cross, until he was resurrected from the dead. It gives us hope that even in these dark days, in these anxious times, that resurrection will come through. We as Christians are a resurrection people, and we believe in the resurrection because we have and know that Christ has been raised from the dead. Christ took anxious times and brought joy from sadness. Christ's resurrection takes away our tears and fills us with joy. And that is our resurrection message. But I often wonder if maybe there are some learnings that we need to have in this time. I wonder if part of those learnings is where we start to appreciate those things that are around us. As I talked with you on Ash Wednesday, I talked about the concept that our calendars and our lives often just take everything over, and we are not able to take things for granted instead of not appreciating what is around us. Maybe this time is allowing us that opportunity to appreciate those things that we have taken for granted. The flowers, the change of the seasons, the ability to give a hug to one another, to gather together as God's people in the church and celebrate the Eucharist together. Maybe that's the resurrection that we will have on this other side of what is happening. Maybe God is calling us to a new way of being, to really evaluate what are those things that we truly need in our lives, and what are those things that we should appreciate. As we appreciate the world around us, that does not mean that our anxieties will fall. That does not mean that everything will go away. But it gives us hope. It gives us love. And it gives us an idea of how to appreciate one another. So, my friends, I leave you this Easter week full of joy and compassion and love for all of you. I invite you to please consider looking out in the world and seeing what are those things you need to be more appreciative of. Have gratitude for your families. Have gratitude for a home and food. And let us be mindful of those who are struggling dearly during this time. For those without work, for those who are living this life of quarantine alone. And let us offer our hearts and our prayers for them. But let us take it one step further and do some action and try and help our neighbors around us. My friends, I love you very dearly, and I look forward to the day where we can gather at this church and celebrate resurrection. Peace be with you all.